I'm Erica. I am from our New York office. I lead our financial professional services division for Frazer Jones, where we specialize in HR search. And I'm also joined by Charlotte, who leads up our Singapore offering in Frazer Jones as well. So great to see you, Charlotte. And it's amazing that we're in the same place at the same time in London. Oh my gosh, I know, right? So I'm so curious, what is going on in the APAC market for HR search?
Gosh, it's been a really interesting 12 months actually. It was a slow start to the year for us, but I suppose it's a very complex region. So markets like Hong Kong, there was far less demand with the impact of China and the US dynamics. Whereas if you look at markets like Singapore and Southeast Asia, that's really become an increasing regional hub. So there's been a lot of activity and momentum, which has really shifted the dynamics in talent pools across the respective markets.
I mean, are there certain areas of HR that are thriving and others that are not as popular right now? Or like what's the demand like?
There's definitely more demand on the executive end of the market. So the CPOs, both at a global and a regional level. I think there's a lot of succession planning that's happening both at CEO, CFO, CHRO. I'd say outside of that, the centres of excellence have increasingly become busy. A lot of clients, particularly the bigger MNCs, they're looking at offshoring and automation. So we are seeing markets shift out of the more expensive locations like Singapore and Hong Kong and move to markets like Malaysia, the Philippines or India as well, which largely is driven by cost pressure. We expect things will pick up post-bonus payout in April, but it's been a strong year overall for our global financial services practice. We're ahead of last year's figures already with 2 months to go, but it's a very, very candidate-driven and relationship-driven market at the moment.
It's interesting, we're actually seeing some offshoring from our financial services clients as well in HR too, which is interesting. Places like India, even in Africa too.
And that's really driven our global connectivity as well. I mean, we're so lucky to have teams on the ground in all of the regional hubs. And we've also seen that we are shortlisting across multi-market, really just making sure that our clients are getting the best candidate pool available, which, you know, a lot of other firms can't offer. So I think that's a real benefit for us personally, but also the clients that work with us.
Yeah, our global reach and just even you and I being able to talk about this in the same company is so unique and so special, and really is such a big selling point for our clients that they have these specialists in each region.
And where's the demand been from a US perspective this year?
Had a great year as well. It's been very busy in financial services and professional services. Particularly on the professional services side, it's been on the legal side. For us, a lot of law firms are hiring quite a bit. And within financial services specifically, we've seen a lot on the buy side, a lot of alternative asset managers within private equity, hedge funds. Private credit has been a big growing market for us as well. Everyone seems to be hiring folks to lead up private credit practices within their funds, which is exciting. In terms of the specialisms within HR, it's really been across the board. We've had a big rise in talent acquisition, which is always a good thing for everyone. That means they're going to be hiring across the board. And then we're also seeing a lot more within L&D, which we haven't seen for a long time. And it's interesting because that market, there was a period of time where people were not hiring L&D. So you have a lot of people who are quite senior. You have a lot of folks that are even quite junior, and then that middle market's a little tricky. At the same time, you know, we've got the deep relationships. We have been able to be quite successful in finding great L&D folks. And it's great to see that that our clients are wanting to invest in their talent again. What's interesting too, I think on the L&D front and talent management front, how much AI is becoming so prominent in being able to leverage that technology to make it easier for their people to learn and also to make it more efficient for them to be able to roll out content.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we look with an Asia lens on things, there's a real focus on upskilling and reskilling. I was actually with Aon last week, and they mentioned that 65% of HR professionals across APAC are either looking for a role now or have indicated that they will move in the next 12 months. Now, that's a really scary figure. So our clients need to be really front of mind in terms of talent retention, sunrise, sunset jobs, and plugging those gaps, making sure that they're focusing on their top talent.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think We've also seen newer funds starting to think about talent management, which is always a good thing. You don't always see that in newer places because they're so focused on operations, but really starting to think, in year two, what that is going to look like in terms of that employee experience and succession plannings. That's good news for folks in that space.
And how are salaries in the US at the moment? What's the general consensus from a market uplift and bonus perspective?
Yeah, I mean, the change from 2025 to what we're predicting for 2026 is not large. It is a competitive market. To get top talent, these companies are needing to pay and meet the market where they are, especially because we're seeing a lot of counteroffers. With a lot of our buy-side clients, it's usually a package of a base and a lucrative bonus. Usually with some of the smaller firms, they have a bit more flexibility to offer even larger bonuses or be more bonus heavy. In order to get the type of talent that they want, they really do need to come at a competitive offer and know that they're probably competing with other firms and also the current firm that they're at.
I would say similar, actually. I think the pace of processes are much slower.
Yes.
We've seen a lot of, particularly at the executive end, the clients reframing the roles mid-process because at the same time, in parallel, there's so many operating model reviews happening. Obviously, the dynamics of the skills are changing, and therefore we need to be much more fluid about how we approach talent pools, proactively providing our clients with solutions, yes, at the budget that they give us, but also thinking about the level above, level below, or even just restructuring the function as a whole. So I think that's really exciting for us, Frazer Jones globally, to really look at the development of the function and what the future of it might look like.
And we've gotten a lot of comments from our clients and our candidates that we've been able to provide such valuable resources. We're putting out salary surveys, market reports, we're doing events pretty consistently across all different levels, providing that peer network. And we learned so much on our end too from just being in the room during those events and hearing some of the challenges that HR leaders are facing, or even the middle folks, the people that are the rising leaders and what they're trying to accomplish to build that trust and build their brand to become that head of HR eventually.
And I love the plug on the salary report as well. Yeah. I think it's a really big piece of development for us as a global practice that we're in a position now where we are producing global content that literally covers every regional hub that our clients are based in, and able to provide them with such specific salary data across everything from your PE, VC, your asset managers, your banks, fintech, etc. Just thinking through the market in general, the compensation is so variable, isn't it? So much of it historically was focused on base salary, but we're in a market where every firm's total comp structures are so different. So the ability to really be able to drill down into that, spot the trends and make sure that we're spending time with the right people in the right markets should be more effective going forward.
Well, thank you so much, Charlotte, for just enlightening us on what's going on in APAC. It's been so lovely to also see you on the ground in London. If you have any US hiring needs within your HR team, anywhere from a recruiting coordinator up to a CHRO, please reach out.
If you have any hiring needs across any of our Asia markets, primarily Singapore and Hong Kong, we would love to hear from you. I'm very happy to help from a client and candidate perspective.